self-esteem of your motherfucking self. Nobody else can give it to you.
Nobody can give it to you
but yourself. So like what I said earlier, like I'm great. Like no, I really like sometimes I'll be like, no, I can just no, you're great. I literally tell myself you're great, even if I don't believe it, but it sounds good. And when things sound good, or like even when food looks good, you want to try it, you want to taste it, you want to enjoy it, and it's the best thing ever. When it don't, you're like, I ain't doing that. So I think sometimes it's just a mental game where you have to get out of yourself and really just look at the situation and be like, no, I belong here. I'm going to be here and I'm going to be great because I am. And even when it comes down to, our kids, like I have my daughter for a specific reason. She is mine. It was given to me for a reason. Right. Now, what that reason is, I'm still trying to figure out because preteen and I'm not built for it. And I swore I asked God for a son because I didn't. But you know what? He gave me a daughter for a specific reason, and I'm going to figure out what it is, and she's going to be great. And I think, that's also with imposter syndrome. We have to be careful to not, dwell in it so much because we are mothers and our kids will see that as well. And they'll think that they have to go through it. And it's just going to be a cycle, which I don't even know if we can break or not, but I'm going to try. I tell her, she's great and affirmations work, when speaking to others and speaking positivity into others, and affirmations work for yourself also. So it's just a matter of just accepting the situation and, reading. I'm good for reading some type of psychology book to understand what's going on and to how to help myself and improve. But it's like, you're great. You're here for a reason, and let them see that you shine. Even when, you're sitting in a meeting quiet, like I'm good for cracking a joke or saying something. It's not even a joke. I'm being sarcastic because I think this is ridiculous, but it makes people laugh. So I'm like, oh, now I can talk because, the ice is broken and ta-da, here I am. This is really me. But yeah.
I think that's really a good approach. I also think, like you said, for self-esteem, some things that often help is even setting small goals for yourself.
Yep.
And then watching the process and remembering that, you did it. Y'all know I'm good for like, these are the things that I'm about to do, and having a checklist and then checking them off, because that reminds me, okay, no, I am good at things. I am. And we all, I think self-doubt on a biological level is necessary to keep you humble.
I completely agree.
In the Black community, we're constantly being told, calm down. And I hate to use my mother as an example. No, I don't, because I'm an orphan. Y'all know I love her.
Shut up.
Oh my God.
I was on the phone with her for 4 hours on Sunday, y'all. So do me a solid and promise me that I don't have to do that ever again. If I ever be like, text y'all like I'm on the phone with her, check back in 30 minutes and be like, all right, don't do another 4-hour bid. I don't know how those memes be filling me in.
They all they like to talk.
But with that, like growing up, and I think we talked about this too, like there was never, I was just expected to have good grades.
Mm-hmm.
If I did anything less than, the world was ending. Mm-hmm. I never got, compliments like, oh, you look cute. Like my daughter now, she'll get dressed. I'm like, you look cute. I say the same thing to my son, and they're like, oh, you think you're cute? Well, bitch, goddamn. Now I don't. I'm questioning, am I cute? So it's that constant like trying to, press it down. I think we are changing that now with the way we parent. We want our children to have that self-esteem, and it'll help them just go ahead and go for whatever you want, and realize that you put yourself in a position to be in this room. Mm-hmm. Don't diminish it for anyone for any reason. No, just like Tad and Chad belong here, and they don't care how they got here, even if Daddy just said, come on, son, accept it and be okay with it. Mm-hmm. But a level of humility is still important, so you don't, become our current president.
Correct.
Because that nigga don't do no wrong. Like, what? Did I lie? Yes, I lied.
Because it was for your own benefit that I lied. Are you stupid?
What are you talking about, nigga?
I'm sick of him.
Oh, I hate him.
But yes, I think what both of you ladies said is exactly right. I think it starts from within. I think that, if we're going to quote Lauryn Hill, how you going to win if you're not right within? Mm-hmm. It's true. You have to start and see the greatness within yourself before anybody else is going to say it. And I know that I'm sure we probably have a bunch of people who watch Insecure. Sometimes you got to have those Issa Rae moments and look in the mirror and say,
mirror bitch.
Yeah.
Mirror bitch.
You
gotta get your mirror bitch on.
Yes. Because sometimes we are going to have that self-doubt, but you have to reassure yourself that you started from the bottom and now you're here.
Now you're here.
Now I'm in the middle. Yes.
Sometimes I have to think about that. I'm like, shut up. That's in the middle. So irky. She here, y'all. She be lying.
Y'all remember on Prices Right, that little climbing nigga up the hill? That's how I feel.
Yodeling guy. That's why we stressed, because that game was so stressful watching.
It was. Why was we at 11 o'clock in the morning watching that with our nanas? Like,
Planko was my favorite.
Planko was good. And that also is anxiety, because it was like doop, 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 and then it'll shift to the other. You're like, oh no!
That damn music. Like, I was stressed.
Oh, Bob Barker.
Exactly. But
I don't be watching that Drew Carey mess. He's still the host.
I don't watch Drew Carey.
Yeah,
it's not the same. It ain't the same. Just give me the reruns of Bob. Yeah. I ain't watching no Drew Carey.
No. But I think for imposter syndrome, kind of like anything else, it's the yin to a yang. And I know Toya brought up a good point about remaining humble and needing that level of humility to keep yourself grounded. So in my search of information and really trying to understand imposter syndrome, I came across the Dunning-Kruger effect. So Dunning-Kruger sounds like a man, because I'm sure that's probably what this is. But let me tell y'all. So it's the false belief that we know more than we do, and mistakenly they think that they fail to realize any of the huge gaps in their knowledge or the extent of their incompetence. I feel like we all know people who also exhibit those same behaviors. I know I sometimes see it in the workplace, and I'm like, I can't believe that you think you're this all-knowing being, but really, you don't have all that knowledge. And I think that it's important to find the middle ground between having imposter syndrome, but thinking that you know everything and you're a full cup and nobody can pour into you. That is equally dangerous, because you have to be willing to remain humble and to have people be able to help you fill in some of those gaps, because none of us are perfect. I know some of us think we are a little closer to that than not, but it's also, I think it's tough. It's tough between finding that balance. And I guess my last thing would just be, do we think that there's anything that people can do to make sure that they're having a balanced outlook between overconfidence but lack of thinking that they can move forward with really driving towards their goals and their dreams for life?
So, you want to go, Jen?
Oh yeah, sure. I was just saying, I think that it's important to have a circle of friends that will keep you humble, but also that will big you up at the same time. And because sometimes you think you're doing, not enough, or you think you're doing too much and you're not sure, but people on the outside looking in can tell you such. Because I'm definitely somebody who I'm like, you're no, like, you think you're a know-it-all, you think you're best. And like, one of my biggest pet peeves is like literally somebody like a know-it-all. And it's just like, bring yourself down like 2 notches yourself. If not, I'm gonna help you out and like let you know, like, I can't, like that's not it. But I'm also somebody where it's like, so if somebody's unsure, I'm like, no, you can do it, and you can't do it just, by yourself. I'll come along with you and help you out. So I think that, whether it's at work where you have a network of people who have the same ideals as you, or the same goals as far as trying to move up the corporate ladder, or just, friends that you have in your personal life, your family, your relationships, whoever you have, they should not always be exactly like you, because you need somebody to either push you or pull you back. So
agree.
I think mistakes are important, even though, we all try to do our best to avoid those things. And especially for me, like I'm not going to say I'm a perfectionist. I teeter. closer to perfectionism as my drive, but mistakes give me the opportunity to correct myself. And even in that, there's a new challenge for me. And mistakes show me that, I am not at the expertise level and I could do better, and I'm growing and learning, and I love to learn. So I think mistakes are definitely important. Additionally, this year, Jesus, I can't believe it's already the middle of September, which is the end of the year. So I've been more gray, and that's something that I said in January, that I was going to be less black and white, because that's my jam. I just like it like yes or no. But I've been being okay with a little bit more gray, and there was one of the chiefs at my old company. He said he liked gray. Black and white is fine. He was like, but that's where you're able to learn. So
I like gray
again,
too.
Yeah, I know. And y'all
I
are
live in gray.
I don't live in gray. I peak in gray, and that's it, and that's all. So giving yourself the opportunity to be a novice, that is the humbling ground. And then also knowing that, no, I really do know my shit in certain areas. You don't have to be an expert in every single thing.
Exactly.
And I know that's tough for some people. Myself at times also, is just, I want to be my best, but just because you aren't the best of the best doesn't mean you aren't your personal best. And we're young in the grand scheme of things. We are very young, and there's so much ahead of us. So if you know everything now, well then, I mean, if we believe in divinity, if you done, then God gonna wipe you out. Get out of here. Get out the way. Like, you shouldn't want to be the best right now. Like, so I'm just saying, consider yourself lucky that, you still feel less than in certain instances. That gives you years of opportunity to grow your experience and pass it down to someone younger. The last thing I'll say is, for me, I know that whatever I'm saying to my kids is the most important. So even this week, I saw a meme on social media, and it was like someone's tweet, not a meme, someone's tweet, and it said, "Go get everything you deserve, Black child." And I just sent that to them early in the morning, like I think it was Thursday. And I think it's important to pour into their confidence, but also to remind them, like, you deserve every single thing. So don't shy back, don't cower. If that's something you want to go after, go after. Lately, I've been just having more career conversations with them, especially that older one, because we got 4 years before you head off to college. So what we liking, what we doing, where we going? Like, let's have these conversations. Let's explore different career options. Let's do a little research. He's down for it, but it's like, make sure, even if you do go this way, you're still very young. And if you take up that major and want to go on to a grad school for something else, or you want to change altogether, that's your option. Right. And nothing is set in stone. So giving ourselves the opportunity to be novices, make mistakes, and then, empowering those around us, especially those of us who are responsible for children, is helpful.
Completely agree with all of that. And I would just say too, stop procrastinating on stuff that you want to do. I think that, I know personally, that is one of the ways that imposter syndrome comes out for me. I'm just like, it's not worth doing, so I'm just not going to do it. Or no one's going to care about this, so I'm not going to do it. Or this is already being done by a bunch of other people, so I'm not going to do it. But those people are not me. So you don't know how you will connect with a different audience. You don't know that their voice is not yours. It's not going to come out the same way. So think out loud. You're allowed to do that, and don't let anyone else, and don't let other people's successes overshadow how successful you could be, because you just don't know until you tap in. So go ahead, tap into it.
Tap in. Y'all know Saweetie. Let me tell y'all how y'all are we? I'll wait. No, okay. So how I went to the march a couple weeks ago, right? And I was with a group of folks. I was Saweetie's hype woman all weekend. They didn't even really know Saweetie like that, but I'm like, you gotta play this song, you gotta play that song, and I'm just rapping Sweetie, you my girl, keep it up. Like, oh, she's so fine too. Like, whoa, girl.